What's going on YouTube? County Games back again. So today we got Jordan Peterson opinion on antidepressants. Now we all know antidepressants, SRIs, and all these different drugs, guys, are super bad. Although a lot of people, a lot of gurus on the internet, you know what I mean, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, they're all trying to promote taking drugs, mind-altering drugs, you know, taking pills to escape your feelings. And we all know they're bad, guys, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, today we're going to listen to the man himself, JP, talk about whether or not you should take them, his opinion on them. A lot of people in the media recently has said not to take them, but, you know, a lot of big, you know, figures. But nowadays, it seems to be like the ongoing theme of a lot of, you know, masculinity debates, and also, you know, mental health and motivation, you know, debates on whether or not, you know, they're healthy or not. So this one should be interesting, guys. Never seen it before. Million views. Like, comment, subscribe, and let's get it.
The question is, how do you differentiate the utility of behavioral / psychotherapeutic treatments for conditions like depression versus medical treatments? Okay, so the first thing I would say is, don't underestimate the utility of medical interventions. Depression is a catastrophe. It carries with it a very high suicide rate. And it also levels people out, and it's really hard on their families. And so, and it's physiologically.
So right off the bat, he's basically just trying to say, you know, depression can cause suicide. So if the alternative is to die, you know, definitely take antidepressants. I would definitely say that, guys. And I think some people definitely probably need antidepressants. I would say that's the vast minority, though. Absolutely. I would say that the amount, you know, that I hear people taking and stuff like that is definitely not good, like a lot of other people say in the media. So don't just chastise me, guys, saying, oh, Chris thinks they're bad. A lot of people think they're bad, guys. Oh, my whole family, everyone that I know says they're bad, they're not good for you. But for some reason, a lot of people try and push them. But obviously, if the downside is, you know, suicide, then definitely it's worth it, right?
Extraordinarily damaging. And so if you're in a depressive state and it's severe, you can try an antidepressant. You'll know in a month if it works. If it works, well, maybe it'll help you get your life together. Like we could say, well, maybe you're depressed because your life isn't very well together. Could be. Sometimes people are depressed, their life is just, it isn't fine, because no one's life is fine. Everyone's life is a tragedy.
True.
But sometimes people have their lives in order as much as you could expect anyone to have. They have friends, they have an intimate relationship, they have a career that they like. You know, they're qualified, industrious people working hard on what they're doing and really playing a minimum number of games with themselves, and they're terribly depressed. Antidepressant, man, sometimes that will just fix it.
Well, here's the thing, guys. You know, if everything in your life seemingly is in order, why are you depressed, guys? You know what I'm saying? Is it a chemical imbalance? Is it something that we don't understand yet? A new study came out, and I'm sure all the experts and gurus watching this will understand this study. And I think it was like Harvard or Oxford, one of those massive ones, and it was like a 10-year, 20-year study. They basically said that there was zero effect that serotonin SSRIs had on improving people's health. So they showed no correlation with improving people's health. But the side effects are suicide and, you know, self-harm. So, like, you know, they might or may not work, guys. It's not really, even if you have major depression, taking a drug to help it might not work, guys. You know what I'm saying? Drugs don't immediately just fix things. You have to find maybe the suitable one for you, or, you know, whatever the case may be. So, you know, a host of different things. So,
and so hooray, like, you're a biological entity. If there's something out there that can help you strengthen yourself so that you can prevail, great. And, you know, people, you hear everyone takes antidepressants, you know, everyone's taking them. It's like no one takes those bloody things without serious consideration. Half the time I spend with my clients who are depressed is often the 2 years long attempt to get them to tentatively try an antidepressant.
I wouldn't say that, guys. I've heard of a lot of people I know, you know, let's just say for me, how old is this video? 5 years old. Okay, this is a bit outdated. But definitely in Ireland, guys, they are absolutely overprescribed, guys. I know it's a, you know, it's a personal thing, but probably about 10 people that I know, 5 to 10 people that I know personally that have taken them in the past, and this was because, you know, just they went to the doctor and they said they felt sad and they just got drugs. You know, if you go to your doctor and ask for a drug, 90% of the time they'll give it to you, guys. You know what I mean? I've done that before for like whatever, asthma or whatever. I'm just like, I need this. I'm like, okay. And they just give it to me straight away. It's not hard, guys, to get drugs from doctors. I think people are like, it's hard to get like surgery and shit, I would imagine, unless you're paying for it. If you're paying for it, just get it straight away. Or if you need like testosterone or something like that, guys, they don't really like giving that out for some reason in Ireland. If something actually helps you, they don't like giving it out. You know what I mean? So there you go.
Because they're so guilty that they're relying on an external crutch to sort out their lives that they can't even tolerate it. But I say, well, look, man, what if you had diabetes? You're not going to take your insulin? It's like you got stressed, you blew out at your weakest point. That's what happens when you get stressed. If there's something out there that might help you, it's like, try it.
That's
for God's sake. You'll know in a month, and you just stop if it doesn't work.
That's a good point.
Having said that, you want to do a multidimensional analysis. It's like, well, do you have any friends? Do you have an intimate relationship, or are you pursuing one? Do you have a reasonable career? Are you as educated as you are intelligent? Do you have something useful to do with your time outside of work? Do you have a drug or alcohol problem? Are there other behavioral issues like sleep dysregulation and lack of eating that are...
Sleep is the most underrated thing in the entire world. If you don't get proper sleep, I'm talking about before 12 o'clock, guys, before even 11 is actually very useful. Like, your whole life can just go to hell for like no reason. You'll be sitting up wondering, man, I get like 8 hours sleep, I get 12 hours sleep, but I have a messed up sleeping pattern, but my life is good, but I feel depressed because your sleep isn't cyclical. It's not like, in the circadian rhythm and stuff like that. It's not like 11 to like 8 in the morning. It should be like 11 or 10, 11 to like 8 in the morning. It should be like long periods of sleep. People like are just so stressed out, like, what I'm saying? And they have to be, I work 12 hours a day, 15 hours a day on YouTube as well. It may not be the most stressful job in the world, but it's pretty stressful. If I don't make this a full-time career, then I'll be upset, guys. So like this, everyone has stress in their lives, but people are like, oh, I'm way more stressed than you. I have way more problems than you. Yeah, but there's people with worse problems than you. So like, it's really a kind of a how you handle things. If you sleep properly, guys, that's a major one. Working out every single day without question, that's a major one as well. So
contributing to the pathology. You want to differentiate all of that, and wherever you can make a behavioral intervention, so much the better. But sometimes too, you're dealing with people whose lives are so wrecked that they don't even know where to start. They're different than the ones who have everything in order, say. And you say, well, try this, man. Maybe you won't cut your throat in the next month, because if you're dead, it's going to be hard to work with you. And so...
For sure, yeah. If you're like, yeah, like if it's an extreme case, absolutely, guys. It's not like a question, and no one's gonna be like, no, don't take that. If like it's an extreme case, right?
Medical interventions, anything. If you're sick, you do what is necessary to get better, and you leave your pride behind if you have to.
That's true. Like,
and that says nothing about the utility of the behavioral interventions. You want to hit the problem with everything you have at your disposal. But some antidepressants, especially for people whose lives are together and who are depressed, antidepressants can be absolutely miraculous. So, when you hear about the...
Let me tell you something, guys. I grew up so poor. If I had money, holy hell, man. I mean, I've never had depression anyway, but if I had money, oh, bro, I would be like the happiest guy in the world. If I had 10 million euro tomorrow, oh my God. That's all I'd be like. I mean, I'm getting happy just thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's maybe a possibility if I do a business or something, whatever the case may be. Probably not 10 million, but if I had $1 million in the bank account, driving around in a sick whip with a freaking condo in Miami, I would be so freaking happy. Like, because no one's experienced, like, you don't have torture when you're a kid of not having money, guys. Everyone has their own kind of everyone has their own kind of struggle. I guess if you have like really bad mental health, even as a kid and this kind of thing, that's like under 18, that's really bad. Yeah, because then you can kind of see that it's more of a chemical thing. It's more of a, it's not like a late onset. I mean, I don't think anything now can mentally mess me up. I'm 27 years old. I'm a little bit older, but apparently, Jordan Peterson got depression later on in his life. So maybe I might go through some really hard shit times. But even if I do, I'll still be making YouTube videos. I'll still be working every single day. I mean, there's no question. You kind of just have to get on with work. But yeah, it's funny. It's crazy. Like, if my life was together, I don't know how the hell you can... People that are rich, I don't know how they're depressed if they grew up poor and then became rich. If you grew up rich and you're rich, oh yeah, for sure you're going to be depressed, guys, because there's no struggle there. But if your life is in order, I mean, my life definitely is not in order. And I'm happy as Larry, so I don't know, yeah.
The clinical evidence in their favor being iffy, and that's partly because the diagnosis of depression isn't very well formulated. It's very different to have a terrible life than to be depressed. And antidepressants can only help you so much if you have a terrible life. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, guys, I don't know. Tell me in the description, that, in the comments down below, what you guys think of that, man. I always try and have, really good information of people on talking and stuff in the comments down below. But yeah, I don't really understand, guys. Like, he's basically saying that for people that have good life in order, then if you take it, it'll be even really, really helpful. But yeah, I don't know. What you guys think, man, in the comments down below. I think waking up and just working on your work that you have to do, not really thinking too much about, what you have to do, guys. Not thinking too much about what the future holds. Just try and work towards a single solitary goal. That's better than taking a drug. If you're at wit's end and you're going to jump off a bridge, then yeah, absolutely probably try medications, because, that might help. But for me personally, guys, it's better the devil than I know. I'd never want to mess up my own brain chemistry. I've lived with it for 27 years. I know my own brain. I'd never want to alter my brain chemistry, in order to gain some sort of, I don't know, some help or something. Like I'm gonna be happier or whatever the case. I mean, I'm never really happy, guys. There's no scale. I'm just content and really happy every single day. I'm laughing in the gym. It is what it is, guys. It's just life, man. People just they get worked up a lot and shit. It's like, you need to chill the fuck out. If you're doing a regular job and you're working towards a goal, you shouldn't really have massive amounts of depression, guys. It's just a little bit foreign to me. But leave in the comments down below what you guys think, man. I love you guys all, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.